Hello and welcome back to another football commentaries live stream as the club season has come to an end with a first Champions League title for the French champions PSG. We now have international football back again with the Nation League semi-finals. This is the first of two semi-finals where Germany take on one-time winners of this competition, Portugal, in Munich at the Allianz Arena. Germany haven't tasted defeat since their quarter-final exit in their home Euros last year when they were beaten by eventual winners Spain. But since then they have bossed their Nations League group and quarter-final opponents, going through 8 matches in this competition unbeaten with 5 wins and 3 draws. Germany are looking to win the competition for the first time, and they have home advantage to make it happen. For the 2019 winners Portugal, they were also defeated at the quarter-final stage of the Euros last year and are looking to win silverware this time around in the Nations League. They came through the group stage unbeaten, finishing above Croatia, Scotland and Poland, but did have to make a turnaround in their quarter-final tie against Denmark after losing the first leg 1-0 away from home. Roberto Martinez's side spun the game on its head after winning the game 5-2 after extra time and a 5-3 result on aggregate. This will be the 20th meeting between the two nations, with Germany winning 11 and Portugal just the 3 wins, with their last win against the Germans all the way back in 2000 at the Euros, hosting in Belgium and the Netherlands. For Germany, they have won the last 5 meetings between these two, and they've all come in major tournaments. So, for the first semi-final of the Nations League for the 24-25 campaign, will Germany reach their first final, or can Portugal look to get their second ever Nations League trophy and become the first country to win this competition twice? We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be an interesting game, of course. A majority of the players have come into this game off the back of a week or two's break. Some haven't quite been as fortunate to have as big of a break as they probably would have wanted to, especially with the Club World Cup just around the corner as well. It is becoming a bit ridiculous, really, how much football is getting played. I know us as fans probably enjoy that. Life without football is probably a little bit boring, but I think there has to be a conversation about the welfare of the players. I know a lot of top footballers have spoken out and said how there is too much football, and I do agree with that. I think sometimes you need to think about the quantity and the quality of the football that you're providing to the people. And like I say, these top athletes can only perform at their best when they're given suitable breaks, and at the minute this year they're not really getting one. Of course, a lot of the top elite players will be playing these international games, and then in 2 weeks' time they're playing the Club World Cup, and then another couple of weeks break, and then they're back for pre-season. So it just seems a little bit heavy with the football, but let's not complain. While we've got the Nations League semi-finals, we've got Spain against France tomorrow, and that will obviously decide who plays in the final come Sunday night, where the final will be played, I believe, here at the Allianz Arena. About just over, we'll just literally now hit 5 minutes, 5 minutes away from kickoff. We'll go through both starting 11s here. We'll start with the home side of Germany, and it is Marc-Andre ter Stegen in goal. He is now 33 years of age, and it's his first ever time coming up against the Portugal national team. It's a back three with the right centre-half of Valdemar Anson, the centre-half for Dortmund, and he's playing alongside Robin Koch and Jonathan Tah, who has just signed a deal to join Bayern Munich in the summer. And it is a midfield 4. Right wing-back is the captain and making his 100th German appearance, and that is Joshua Kimmich, who is, of course, the captain of Germany and of Bayern Munich. On the left-hand side will be Maximilian Mittelstädt, who is the wing-back who plays for Stuttgart, joined them just over 2 years ago now for €500,000. What a steal that was from the German side. And 2 central midfielders making his 60th appearance for his nation is Leon Goretzka, and alongside him is his Bayern Munich teammate, and that is Alexander Pavlovic, who unfortunately missed the Euros last year with tonsillitis. And a front 3 on the right-hand side will be Leroy Sané, making his 70th appearance for Germany. his contract is up at the end of this month. Let's see where he will end up. Will he be back in the Premier League? He has been linked with the likes of Spurs, or could he maybe stay at Bayern Munich? On the left is someone who is heavily linked to the Premier League, and that is Florian Wirtz. He's got 6 goals in his 29 previous Germany appearances. 5 of those 6 have come in his last 11 games. And up front is the man who's been scoring all the goals this season for Stuttgart, and that is Nick Voltemade, the 23-year-old striker, 6'6", and this is his first call up to the senior side. He has also been called up for the Euros for the under-21 level, which is coming up later on in the summer. So that is the Germany starting 11. It looks like there's a little bit of rain over there in Munich. Of course, just a couple of days since they hosted the Champions League final, the first time they hosted the Champions League final since 2012, when Bayern Munich were in it, but were defeated by Chelsea on penalties. As for Portugal, they have Diogo Costa in goal, who's been linked with Manchester City. There's been reports of that, and there's been mixed reports that Ederson of Manchester City wants to go to Saudi Arabia, but then Pep also happy with his current goalkeepers, so we'll have to see how that one plays out. It looks like there's going to be a back four, and everywhere I've looked are saying that João Neves could be playing right back, of course, coming straight into the team after playing in that Champions League final. Played 17 times in the Champions League campaign, scoring the 1 goal, and that was against Manchester City in the league phase, which kind of turned their Champions League campaign around for PSG. And on the left-hand side at left-back is also going to be another PSG player, and that is Nuno Mendes, still searching for his first Portugal goal. And then 2 centre-halves of Ruben Diaz and Gonçalo Inácio, who is a centre-half for Sporting. Only 23 years of age and has already made over 200 appearances for Sporting Lisbon. Then it's going to be 2 holding midfielders of Ruben Neves, currently playing his football at Al Hilal, and alongside him will be Bernardo Silva, who made his 100th appearance for Portugal in the last game against Denmark in the quarter-final stage. And then playing in the number 10 role in front of them will be Bruno Fernandes, who has waved away interest from Al Hilal, who were ready to make him a £700,000 a week offer. He's rejected that and will currently stay at Manchester United. On the right-hand side will be Francisco Trincão, who is formerly of Wolves, spent a loan spell there a couple of seasons ago. He's got 2 goals so far for Portugal, and they both came in that 5-2 win against Denmark in their last game in the quarter-final second leg. And on the left will be Pedro Neto, coming into this game off the back of an international, of a European trophy himself, the Conference League with Chelsea. He scored once in their Conference League run, and that was in the opening game against Ghent back in October. And then, of course, leading the line through the middle will be the captain, the legend, the icon, Cristiano Ronaldo, 40 years of age now. This is his 220th Portugal appearance. He scored 136 goals for Portugal, and one of them in that game against Denmark when they won 5-2 in the second leg to get to this stage of the semi-final. And when these two last met, I think it was in fact at this ground in the Euros back in 2021, when of course multiple nations had an involvement in those Euros in terms of hosting games, and there was only 5 players who started that game who start again tonight. That game was back in June 2021. We're now in June 2025. Kimmich is the only one who survived for Germany, and then for Portugal, Ruben Diaz started that game along with Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, and Cristiano Ronaldo. I've got a feeling Ronaldo says he desperately wants to. I'm guessing he does. Of course, Portugal could become the first nation to win this trophy twice. They were the first winners of it back in 2019. They won the final in Porto against Netherlands 1-0. Then France won it in Milan in 2021 against Spain. And then Spain got their own victory in Rotterdam on penalties in the final against Croatia 2 years ago. So we are looking for the first multiple winner of this competition. It might happen over the course of this week. Of course, the final is on Sunday, and they'll play either Spain or France at this same stadium. But as soon as these international games are done, and we look forward to the next international break, Germany have got to play the likes of Slovakia and Northern Ireland, and for Portugal they play Armenia and Hungary, both away from home. So we are edging closer to kick-off here. We have just ticked over 8 o'clock. We are waiting for the 2 sets to start in 11 to enter the field of play here. Portugal are already in their tunnel, waiting to get on with it and get this game underway. Kickoff is actually delayed by 10 minutes funnily enough. I've just read it's delayed by 10 minutes due to bad weather. It does look like the rain has calmed down. Doesn't look as bad as they show footage of the outside of the pitch. So we have got a 10-minute delay, which I've only just read about. So we'll have to just go on hold for a moment to get this game underway. You might remember the Euros last year in Germany where there was a lot of rain. More so I feel like at the group stage of it, I can't quite remember the weather being as bad in the knockouts. Actually, that's a lie. I don't know if you remember the Germany-Denmark game, was it? I think, at Dortmund's ground, and there was lightning and there was heavy rain. I think the players had to be taken off for a little while. But the nation's flags are being waved around on the pitch. Both sets of teams are now in the tunnel, as it is a home advantage for Germany playing in the Allianz Arena, which can hold just over 75,000, as there is a very relaxed looking Cristiano Ronaldo having some fun with the younger mascots. That must be an unbelievable buzz to be able to meet such a player like Cristiano Ronaldo, who is aiming to reach 1,000 career goals. I feel like that's his aim, that he's gone for. He needs 70 more goals in his professional career to reach that 1,000. He's currently on 930 goals in 1,273 appearances, which, like you say, for numbers, is absolutely outstanding. And yeah, there is also a little bit of unknown where he'll be and heading to next. Cristiano Ronaldo contract is expiring at Al Nassr, who won't be involved in the Club World Cup, and I think that's a bit of a reason why he wants to move away from Al Nassr. He wants to be involved in that Club World Cup because I'm pretty sure Messi will be there with Inter Miami. I'm not sure how that club's got into the Club World Cup, but they have, and it'll be interesting to see how that tournament plays out. As here we get the two teams now coming out of the tunnel and onto the pitch here, as Germany have been led out by Joshua Kimmich, who's making his 100th appearance for Germany tonight, and then of course Portugal led out by Cristiano Ronaldo, who scored 10 Portugal hat-tricks, his last coming against Luxembourg back in October 2021, and he's the man with the most international goals in the history of the men's game. As this will be decided tonight. There's no second leg or anything like that. It'll go extra time, I believe, then penalties. And none of these two nations needed those penalty kicks in the quarter-finals. Germany beat Italy 2-1 away in the first leg after going 1-0 down to a Tonali goal, and then they drew the second leg 3-3, which allowed Germany to progress through. 5-1 up on aggregate at half-time of the second leg, Germany, but then let a couple of goals slip in the second half, which just made that aggregate scoreline seem a bit closer than it actually was overall. And then for Portugal, they actually lost 1-0 in the first leg away against Denmark, a 78th minute goal from Rasmus Højlund, as Joshua Kimmich is being congratulated and awarded with what looks like some sort of medal for reaching a century of appearances for his nation. And like I was just saying, for Portugal there, they won the second leg 5-2 in the end. It had to go to extra time. It was 3-2 full time at the second leg with an aggregate scoreline of 3-3. And then a goal right at the beginning of extra time from substitute Trincao, and then another one from Ramos meant that Portugal went through. Of course, needing that extra half an hour, but not needing penalties, as it is the Portugal national anthem to be played here, starting on the end of the row, and that is the number 8, Bruno Fernandes, who is 2 goals away from a century for Manchester United. Have been there since the January of 2020. He's racked up 290 appearances for the Red Devils, 195 of them in the Premier League, 62 goals, 51 assists. And he has got a contract until 2027 at Manchester United. He only signed that in August of last year. But at 30 years old, turning 31 in September, I feel like both Manchester United and Bruno Fernandes just got to weigh up their options. If Manchester United were to get a £100 million offer from Saudi Arabia when he's 30 years old, turning 31, sometimes money's too good to turn down. I do feel like, personally, his family probably had a bit of a stronger say in terms of him going to Saudi Arabia. That's a completely different environment to go and live in. Incredibly hot, and when you get settled in a certain place, I know it's Manchester and I know it rains a lot, but you get settled, and sometimes moving country can just be a bit too much of a force. You've probably got your kids into school, making friends, and then to take them far, far away from all that can sometimes be difficult. I think, sometimes fans and football people do forget that they're not just footballers, they're fathers as well, and they're husbands, and they've got, plenty of different decisions to have to make and things to have to take on board and weigh up as well. As here is the Germany national anthem, as we will be getting underway in a couple of minutes' time after a delayed kick-off due to weather. And there is Joshua Kimmich, 100 appearances for Germany. He's made 440 for Bayern Munich. He's been there since 2015, now been there for 10 years. He's nearly at a century of appearances as well. In the Champions League, he's on 96, and of course he won it in 2020 during the COVID era. And the last time these two sides met in the Euros back in 2021, Kimmich actually assisted twice in Germany's 4-2 win against Portugal. If we go back to that meeting, Ronaldo got the scoring underway in the 15th minute, but then 2 own goals in 4 minutes from Portugal from Diaz and Guerreiro gave Germany a lead before half-time, and then just after half-time they made it 3-1. Then with half an hour to play, Gersons, who's on the bench tonight for Germany, made it 4-1, and then there was a consolation from Jota. As you can see, the 2 sets of lineups on screen. Does look like it will be a back 3 for Germany, with Kimmich at wing back, with Mittelstädt on the opposite flank, with a back 3 of Waldemar, Anton, Robin Koch and Jonathan Tah. And of course the head coach, the very young Julian Nagelsmann, just 37 years of age. Already won 3 trophies in his career. They were all with Bayern Munich, won the league in 21-22, and then also won 2 German Super Cups as well. Started off at the Hoffenheim Academy, then took over their senior team for 3 years, leaving in 2019. Then that's when he joined RB Leipzig, and then for a hefty fee joined Bayern Munich for a couple of years. And very young coach, had to become a coach at the age of 20 due to injuries. And he did work with Tuchel as a scout back in 2008. I believe that probably would have been his time at Mainz, I'm assuming. As they are the 2 captains, Kimmich and Ronaldo. As they decide who gets kick and who attacks at one end. And on the starting 11 screen here for Portugal, they do have João Neves at right back, number 15 for Portugal tonight. Joined PSG in the summer, just gone for £50 million plus add-ons, and his first season in the French capital, he won the treble, which isn't bad going at all. As it looks like Portugal now are going to have a quick team huddle before we get underway here in Munich. Not quite sure who's won kick-off here. And there is Jonathan Tah, getting used to his new surroundings of his new home. Just signed a contract with Bayern Munich to go and work and play under Vincent Kompany, who had a very successful first season with Bayern Munich, winning the league title, getting it back off the hands of Leverkusen. As tonight's referee is Slovenian Slavko Vincic, 45 years of age, and was the Champions League final referee last year when Dortmund were beaten at Wembley by Real Madrid, as he will beat Germany 2 kickers off, kicking left to right. Portugal right to left, Sane getting the ball back from kick-off in the centre circle, misplacing a ball, and Portugal already have it in their possession 5 seconds in, and it's in their back line now with the right centre-half of Ruben Diaz going to the right back, João Neves, and that's where he will be playing. Very versatile, and I'm guessing he will be inverting into midfield. That's his more comfortable position for the former Benfica man, as it's with left-back Nuno Mendes playing it forward and down the line to Ronaldo, flicks it inside to Fernandes, then round the corner looking for the run there of Pedro Neto, intercepted vitally there for Germany in their back line because Pedro Neto was away there. As Germany want to restart, get it into their own half with the right centre-back of that back three of Jonathan Tah, restarting with ter Stegen, and now on the edge of the area is their number 3, Robin Koch. Now Frankfurt was once of Leeds in the Premier League, made over 70 appearances in the English top flight, not scoring at Ellen Road, as ter Stegen kicks it out of play on halfway for a Portugal throw-in on the far side. Bit of pressure now for Marc-Andre ter Stegen, kept out of the Barcelona side by Szczesny. Did have a knee injury from September to April and struggled to get his spot back in the team. As it's Portugal on the halfway line with Ruben Diaz just towards the far side, keeping it moving here to Trincao. Back into Ruben Diaz, who's just dropped into his own half here. Going to play it across to his centre-back partner of Gonçalo Inácio, who won the title and cup in Portugal with Sporting Lisbon this season. On this near side now with Neto towards the halfway line. Goes back into his own half here to Mendes. Into the centre circle to João Neves. Can't quite get it under control. Drops for Germany. Just kicked away though by Mittelstedt. But always finds Bernardo Silva as Portugal can attack down their left-hand side. Into the final third. Neto running at Kimmich towards the byline. Clips it into the box. And it's had to be headed behind there by Pavlovic. And that'll be a first corner of the game. It goes Portugal's way. Hitting the second minute. And it is still 0-0 here at the Allianz Arena. Of course, once where Nagelsmann was the leader of the Bayern Munich side, but now he's in charge of the German national side and has been since September 2023. 12 wins in 21 games. Just the 3 defeats and 1 since March 2024, which was in the quarter-final against Spain at the Euros last year. It's going to be an in-swinger from Bruno Fernandes. Into the far post, it's a header over by Koch to the edge of the area, headed back in by Ruben Neves, and wide of the post it goes, and it'll be a goal kick for Germany. Got to keep an eye out on that there is 2 Neveses for Portugal. João at right back and Ruben in the centre of midfield. As Portugal press from the front with Ronaldo, as Germany have it at their back line with Jonathan Tah at right centre back. Playing it forward. And it's his first touch in a senior shirt for Germany of Nick Voltemade. 6'6", number 11 for Germany. He looks gigantic. Sure, they'll be using him to link up the plays. On the left wing is Wirtz. His first pass is unsuccessful, but the second one works. It's now with Sane in a more central area, midway inside the Portugal half. Slows it down. Goes back here into Pavlovic, who wants to play forward if he can. Goes out to the left here to Florian Wirtz. Bit of time and space for the current Leverkusen man. Onto his right foot, gliding it to the far post. He's put back across by Kimmich. Chance for a shot, and it's well saved by Costa. Just lacked that conviction there by the number 8, Leon Goretzka, who it fell to. It was well worked there by Germany. Good composed pullback by Kimmich. And it was really well played there by the number 6. Put good weight on it. It wasn't too heavy, but made sure it got through to Goretzka, who again just hit it right at Diogo Costa, unfortunately for Germany. But that's the first slight chance of the game we've had. Goes Germany's way. Self-saved by Costa. It's Cristiano Ronaldo on the halfway line on this near side. Going back into the number 10, Bernardo Silva, whose only trophy he won this season was the Community Shield at Wembley, a game he scored in for Manchester City. Lisbon-born midfielder Bernardo Silva spent 13 years coming through at Benfica and 3 years at Monaco. In his final season with them, did reach a Champions League semi-final. There's Diaz around the corner, down the right-hand side for Bruno Fernandes. Gets there ahead of Robin Koch, who puts pressure on the back of Bruno Fernandes towards the corner flag. Works the space for a delivery in, and right at the near post where it's easily collected by ter Stegen. Pretty isolated as well towards the corner flag. Bruno Fernandes, not much he could have done. And in the end, under 5 minutes in, it's still 0-0 and Germany can play out from the back. So ter Stegen in the 6-yard box. to his left to Koch. He'll bring it forward, and out wide it goes to the left to Mittelstedt. Back into Wirtz. It's now Anton, the Borussia Dortmund centre-half. Over 200 appearances in the Bundesliga for Waldemar Anton, who they brought in from Stuttgart last summer. Robin Koch on the edge of the 18-yard box for Germany. Try to play through this high Portuguese press. Anton forward to Mittelstedt. Inside it goes to the big target man of Voltemade. Given away though by Wirtz. Tackled by Bernardo Silva and the ball lifted forward. I think by Bruno Fernandes is overhit. Too much on it for Trincao to chase. And it's now back with Germany. Tar, lifted ball down the left-hand side looking for Voltemade, who will chase it down. Not got loads of pace. And João Neves will get there first, plays it across his goal, and it'll be kept moving by Diogo Costa. Down the left-hand side by Nacio. And he will reach Pedro Neto, who beats Jonathan Tah to it. Takes it beyond the halfway line. Bursting forward here, Neto. Pavlovic is closest to him. Neto cuts it across. Touched by Ronaldo. And there's a shot from Ronaldo, and it's easily saved by ter Stegen. Just had to get down low to his left. Not quite in the corner there from the Portugal captain, who's looking to score his 137th country goal. Left foot. Went through the legs, though, of Robin Koch. But again, a bit like Goretzka's shot. Just lacked that bit of conviction. I don't know, rushed it slightly there, Cristiano Ronaldo. And both nations here showing slight glimpses of what they can do when going forward. They can create the openings. Just got to try and take the chances next time they come around. Germany play out from the back, just under 7 minutes in. Still goalless at the Allianz Arena. As for Germany, in this Nations League campaign, they've scored 23 goals altogether, and just one of them from outside the box. And that was from Wirtz. It was a free kick against Bosnia at home. So you can kind of see from that stat that Germany do like to work it into the box, because that's, usually where you get the better chances, the higher XG chances, if we talk a little bit more modern with the stats we've got these days. Germany found their way in the Portugal half here. Pavlovic going back into his own half to Robin Koch, who is playing in the middle of the back three for Germany tonight. Anton forced to go back to ter Stegen in the 18-yard area. Plenty of movement from Germany as he goes to his right here to Tah. Bit of time on the ball here as he goes back to ter Stegen. Takes a touch and then clears it down the Germany right-hand side. Bounces into Ulsane, who does flick it on. And there is an offside flag up there on Voltemade. The 6'6", 23-year-old striker does have 7 goals in 13 appearances for the under-21s, and he will be going to play with them at the Euros for the under-21 level coming up at the end of the summer. Nuno Mendes at left back. Puts it back into Gonçalo Inácio. Sporting Lisbon. He wants to play forward. Goes to his left here to Nuno Mendes. Midway inside his own half. Round the corner it goes here towards, I think that was João Neves. And he just heads it out of play. Try to control it out to the winger. Towards the left-hand side there, João Neves. I know he's going to be inverting from right back, but that's inverting on another level, going to the other side of the pitch. As it's Joshua Kimmich with the throw in for Germany. Back it goes into Tah, who will now find ter Stegen. Goes to Koch, then to Tah at right centre-back. Good closing down from Fernandes, and they pickpocket Kimmich through Bernardo Silva. And it's now with Bruno Fernandes. Back into Mendes. Fernandes again. Slowing it down here, Portugal. They're in control of the ball. They've got the possession. It's Nuno Mendes at left back. Finds Bruno Fernandes and then gets the return ball. Mendes tackled by Kimmich. Loose ball picked up by Pavlovic. Kimmich has stayed down as he was caught by Mendes, who he dispossessed, and it will be a free kick for Germany. As they went to complete the 1-2, Kimmich just got across and then, the top of his foot just trodden on by Nuno Mendes. Accidental, didn't mean it, but just the fact that Kimmich just nicked the ball away from Mendes meant that he had to land on the foot of Kimmich instead. As we're back underway, just under 10 minutes in, still 0-0. Germany with what seems to be more of the ball. But both sides have had half chances. Ronaldo forcing a save from ter Stegen and Goretzka forcing Costa into a save as well. it's Jonathan Tah. Finding Goretzka in the midfield. To the left to Anton. Forward onto the halfway line to Wirtz. He's got his back to goal. But can play it back into Koch. Then out wide to Anton on the left-hand side. Tackled by Trincao. Throwing for Germany. Just inside their own half on the far side. Already back into play. With their number 3, Robin Koch. Can also play in midfield. The number 3. But he's playing into the back 3 tonight. As it's Mittelstedt. Up into Voltemada. Header won by Inacio. Only as far as Wirtz. Skips away from Bernardo Silva. Plays it to Pavlovic. Tackled though by Neto. He's won the ball back for Portugal once again. Bursting into the Germany half. Running Jonathan Tah towards the 18-yard box. Takes the shot on. And over the bar it goes. Probably took it on too early. Pedro Neto. With his left foot. Had Ronaldo up there with him. Won the ball back really well. Towards the edge of his own box. And we know he's got the pace, Pedro Neto. Angle wasn't great. Aiming for that top left corner. Always rising over the crossbar. Applauded though by the Portugal manager Roberto Martinez. Turning 52 in a week and a half time. Has a degree in physiotherapy as well. Roberto Martinez, who's won 2 trophies in his career. A League One title with Swansea in 2008. And that very famous FA Cup win against Manchester City in 2013. Voltemada he's aimed for. It just goes over his head, volleyed away by Mendes. And it's now Cristiano Ronaldo. Lays it off of Bruno Fernandes and over the top for Pedro Neto, who will give chase to it and will not quite get there ahead of ter Stegen. And it's actually a foul that's gone against him. Just a slight push in the back there on Joshua Kimmich. As I think Ronaldo's just asking the question of the referee of why he's give that as a foul. So Cristiano Ronaldo and Slavko Vincic having a slight discussion. 45 years old, the referee, just 5 years older than Cristiano Ronaldo. As Germany back underway, they've lifted it over to the left-hand side to Mittelstedt, who has been seen as offside. Flag goes up from the assistant referee on this near side, just over 12 minutes in. Still goalless here in Munich. And in the quarter-final stage, Germany beat Italy. And if Italy were to have won that, the semi-final and final would have been hosted in Italy. It was between those two nations of who was going to host the semi-final and final of this competition. It's Bernardo Silva, not the greatest of touches, but he can still lift it out to the left-hand side to Nuno Mendes, who's got plenty of room on this near side. Drives into a more central area, crosses the halfway line and gives it away to Mittelstedt, who touches heavy, but can just work it back to ter Stegen. Then to his right it goes to Kimmich. Into the middle of the park here, well worked there by Wirtz. Completes the 1-2 with Pavlovic. Florian Wirtz finding himself on the right flank this time. He's got Sane just ahead of him, but goes inside into the middle of the park to Goretzka. Mittelstedt to his left, finds the wing back. First time ball, low. One goes in and it's cleared in the end by Ruben Neves. Only as far as the Germany player of Anton, so Germany can attack again. Pavlovic out to the right to Wirtz. Everyone behind the ball, bar Ronaldo for Portugal. Into the middle of the park here to Pavlovic. Works it to the left to Mittelstedt again. Out of his feet. Doesn't fancy the cross this time. Lays it back into Anton, who will then cross it into the box. It's cleared by Diaz. Chested down by Fernandes. Caught from behind by Sane. Free kick for Portugal. Well won there by Bruno Fernandes, who's played plenty of football this season. Bruno Fernandes played 57 games for Manchester United in all competitions, scoring the 19 goals. And you've got to add on the extra 2 games he went and played over in their after-season tour when they beat Hong Kong 3-1 in one of those games, and then were beaten by, I'm not even sure who they were beaten by. As we're back underway, and it's Portugal on the ball with their left back Nuno Mendes, midway inside his own half, goes to the ball towards the halfway line. He finds João Neves. What a touch that is, and he slots it through for Ronaldo. Left side of the box, angle slightly tight, slows it down, 1-on-1 with Tah, onto his right foot, wants the shot, will shoot, deflects wide, corner on the far side. It's a really positive ball by Nuno Mendes to go onto the halfway line. Oh, goal kick's been given. That is the clearest corner you'll ever see. That's actually incredible. Clearly took a deflection. And they've given a goal kick. I can see why Cristiano Ronaldo is absolutely stunned by that. over 15 minutes in, still 0-0, and Germany have the ball. That's, yeah, no words. I can't believe that's been given as a goal kick, but it has, and we're back underway. Koch for Germany finds Voltemade. Can't quite hold it up. Good defending there by Inácio to win the ball back for Portugal. Already forced back to Diogo Costa in between the sticks for Portugal. Swiss-born, the goalkeeper. Has Portuguese parents, though, and moved to Portugal when he was at the age of 7. That's why he represents Portugal. Kimmich takes on Bernardo Silva. Cross goes into the box. Stood up there, and it's a foul in there. Nope. Yes. Nope. What's the referee going to give? He will give a foul. João Neves just caught as he went and won that header aerially there for Portugal. Yeah, Ronaldo's shot. That's the most obvious deflection of all time. I'm not even exaggerating. That's outrageous that he's given that as a goal kick. And the referee expects, the Portuguese players and staff to be calm. When it's completely changed the direction of the ball. Unbelievable. They're going to have to live with it anyway. Portugal. As Diogo Costa goes long out to the Portugal left-hand side, looking for Neto. Head won by Tar. Second ball won by Bruno Fernandes, who keeps it in on this near side, on the halfway line. It's now Bernardo Silva, playing it across to João Neves, who is inverting. Not really seen much from Ruben Neves so far, as he's given away there, Ruben Diaz, and he pulls down his man. Free kick on the halfway line, far side for Germany. Now at the age of 28, Ruben Diaz looked up to the likes of Terry, Vidic, Ferdinand and company. When growing up, Ruben Diaz wasn't able to play with Vincent Kompany, unfortunately, for Manchester City. He's almost seen as his replacement in the end, Ruben Diaz. Ter Stegen to the right centre half of Tar in the 18-yard box, being closed down by Neto. Works it to Kimmich at right wing back. Lays it off to Goretzka. Being closed down by Ronaldo. Forward to Wirtz round the corner looking for Kimmich. Slight deflection off Mendes, and that'll be a throw-in midway inside their own half here for Germany. 17.5 minutes in. We're still goalless. There is Julian Nagelsmann again. This is his first Nations League campaign. And it's the first time he's facing Portugal or Roberto Martinez in his career as well. As Kimmich gets the return ball from Wirtz from the throw-in. Finds the central centre-back Koch. First time touch into Pavlovic, who then works it into the space to the left-hand side to Anton. Well worked out there by Germany as they enter the Portugal half. Into the space for Mittelstadt at left wing-back. Wants to cross it. Pulls it back instead to Wirtz on the edge of the area. One-on-one with Ruben Neves. Onto his right foot. Then onto his left side. Plays it to the edge of the area to Pavlovic. Forward to Voltemade. Returns it to Pavlovic. He goes down in the area. Ball drops into the box and it's well saved by Diogo Costa. Pavlovic wanted the penalty and it seemed like play just stopped still. But that didn't stop Nick Voltemade seeing the ball free, latching onto it himself and trying to bury it into the bottom right corner. It's well saved by Costa. Pavlovic with the ball to Voltemade. Played it back into Pavlovic. He went down. Ball dropped loose. And Voltemade just took it upon himself to take the shot on. No. Pavlovic going over, looking for it. Never a penalty. And just not quite enough in the corner there by Voltemade. The number 11 for Germany. Don't get me wrong. Decent reactions from Diogo Costa to keep it out. But got to be looking more for the corner there. Voltemade. Remains 0-0. Probably the best chance of the game so far as well. So it's going to be a corner. That penalty shout checked and cleared. It's going to be an outswinger from the right boot of Joshua Kimmich on his Centurion appearance for Germany tonight. Right-footed outswinger near post, headed away by Cristiano Ronaldo doing his defensive work. And it will be a throw-in for Germany. Midway inside the Portugal half, Kimmich takes it to Pavlovic, who restarts into his own half here with Ter Stegen. Moves it on quickly to his left here to Robin Koch. Never played Champions League football, the German centre-half, but did get a taste of Europa League football this season, knocked out in the quarter-final stage by the eventual winners of Spurs. Kimmich into the middle for Goretzka. Finds Voltemada, touching the box and gets the shot off, which deflects off Ruben Diaz. Hooked into the air by Mendes. Controlled by Pavlovic. Brilliant piece of skill. Out wide right to Kimmich. In the final third. Delivers a ball in. Header away momentarily. Put back in by Anton. Poor clearance by Inacio. Drops to Leroy Sané, who's been rather quiet in the first 20 and a half minutes. Sané onto his left foot in the box. Low ball. Shot towards goal. Brilliant save. Goretzka just inside the 18-yard box. Shoots low with the right foot. And he had to get down quick there, Costa. And stopped it with the right hand. Really agile goalkeeping there from the 25-year-old. Zipped along the turf. And after just over 21 minutes, we're getting a pretty equal game altogether. It's going to be another Kimmich cross, this time from the opposite side, from the Germany left flank. So it's an in-swinger this time. Right arm up in the air. Ball delivered in towards Anton, who gets the contact, but can't head it towards goal. Goal kick for Portugal. 6'2". Valdemar Anton, the Dortmund centre-back, who has missed the last 4 games for Germany injured. And that includes the quarter-final against Italy. It's his first ever Nations League start as well for Valdemar Anton. And it's just his second start as well. His only other start was against Ukraine in a friendly just before the Euros last year. Goretzka in the centre circle, picking up a loose ball. Playing it back to Koch. It's over 22 minutes in. Still goalless, but we're having chances. We're seeing the goalkeepers making saves. Wirtz going back here into Anton, the left centre-back. And then back once more into the 18-yard box to Mark Ander to Stegen. Clipping it towards the centre circle. Headed out wide by Goretzka towards Wirtz. Headed forward towards Voltemada. Dealt with by Diaz, who kicks it up into the sky. And it's going to be met by Tar, who heads it back out wide left for Germany. Only as far as Neves, who heads it forward in harder plate rolls for a throw-in for Germany. I think Roberto Martinez there just asking Ruben Diaz to relax, as he will nearly foul Voltemada, but advantage has been played as Sané has it. Takes on Diaz. Sané on the left-hand side. Into space for Mittelstadt, who will get the cross in, and it's deflected away. Blocked by João Neves, who can play it down the Portugal right to Trincao. Loses out to Sané, who touches poor. It's now with Ruben Neves. Going back into the right-back position of João Neves. It's now with the goalkeeper, Costa. Into the left centre-half of Inacio. Into the path now of Mendes. Number 25 for Portugal. His idols growing up were Ronaldo and Messi. But then when he found out he was probably going to turn out to be a left-back, he started to look up to the likes of David Alaba and Marcelo. This is Ruben Diaz at right centre-back, just before the halfway line for Portugal. Goes to his left to Inacio. It's now Ruben Neves. Been pretty quiet so far tonight. From one former Wolves player to another. It's Pedro Neto on the ball. Going back to Ruben Neves, who captained Porto in the Champions League at the age of 18. He's now 28 now, 10 years on since Ruben Neves kind of broke onto the scene. João Neves heads it to his right to Diaz, returns it to João Neves. Ruben Diaz again, who allows Ronaldo to take over, who's dropping in from striker into a central midfield position to try to get a few touches of the ball. It's now on the left flank with Neto, inside to Bruno Fernandes, midway inside the Germany half. Who wants to switch, and there's loads of room out for João Neves. He's been found, he controls it in the final third. Goes backwards here to Ruben Diaz, and then forward once more to João Neves. Then back to Diaz. Into a more central area here to Inacio. Finds Nuno Mendes, turns away from Goretzka brilliantly. Nuno Mendes works it to Ronaldo, who stayed onside for now. Back to Mendes on the edge of the area. Tackled, and it's played back to Stegen, who will clip it up all as far as the head of Bernardo Silva. And it's took on by Nuno Mendes, well tackled by Jonathan Tah. And the corner will be avoided by Kimmich, but not the throw-in. It is Portugal ball. And we potentially... It's going to be a corner. So maybe the corner wasn't avoided by Joshua Kimmich. It's about to hit the 26th minute mark. Bruno Fernandes, in-swinger. It's a deeper one. It's a header off the top of the head of Ruben Diaz, which goes out wide right now to Neto. Still alive for Portugal. Neto on his left foot, allowed to cross. A deep one again towards Ruben Diaz, who heads it back across and then headed back by Kimmich and into the hands of his goalkeeper, ter Stegen. As Germany want to break, and he rolls it out to the right side here to Kimmich. Not loads going on as he gets it into the middle here to Voltemada. Holds it up. There's a ball back out wide right. If he can find it, just holds on to it for too long. Tackled, and it's now with Trincao. Slips and dispossessed by Mittelstedt. Wirtz on the left-hand side, turns away from Bernardo Silva. Goes back into Goretzka. It's now with Anton, the centre-half. Anton on halfway. Working it out wide to Mittelstedt. Into Koch. Anton on the left-hand side. Good pressing here from Portugal. Forcing Germany to go back all the way to their own goalkeeper. They'd averaged 59% of the possession so far in their Nations League campaign, Germany. Like to keep the ball. And they've got an 88% pass completion rate. 4,288 of their passes successful out of their 4,854 that they tried. Ruben Diaz at right centre-back for Portugal. So now João Neves just dropping into the middle of the two centre-backs and working it to the left to Bernardo Silva. Still in the Portugal half it. Bernardo Silva. Curling it around to his club partner of Ruben Diaz, whose first season at City just gone without winning the league. His first 4 Premier League seasons, City had won the league each time. So the first season he's not tasted the sweet taste of victory and a league title. As they triangle in behind there, ball for Bruno Fernandes, just slightly overhit. And it will be a ball for Germany. And they'll restart from the back with ter Stegen. Does have a contract at Barcelona for another 3 years. Came through at Gladbach, born in Mönchengladbach. His last appearance for Germany came back in October 2024 against the Netherlands away. So he's had to wait a while to get back into the Germany team. Ter Stegen. As it's Wirtz on the left wing running at Diaz. He's got the overlap to his left and he'll find Mittelstedt, who will go for a low ball, which has had to be cleared away by Nacio. Helped away by João Neves. First time pass from Trincao, can't quite find Cristiano Ronaldo on halfway. And Germany can look to try and attack again. Kimmich, who's just drifted into a more central position. Works out wide to Leroy Sané. Looks to be one-on-one with Nuno Mendes in the long sleeve shirt tonight. Leroy Sané. Middle of the park with Pavlovic. Looking out wide right. Uses Sané, who lays it off for Kimmich. And then plays the ball in behind for Sané. Onto that left foot, in the box. Angle is tight. Lays it off. Pavlovic with the shot. Well blocked by Inacio. And then tucked away by Trincao as far as Tah, who plays it into the space here for Kimmich, who can't quite keep it in despite sliding towards it. Not happy with the delivery of the pass there. Joshua Kimmich. Definitely played better passes than that. Jonathan Tah. Got so close to keeping it in there as well. Kimmich, the Germany captain. So, into the defensive third for Portugal. They've got a throw in with Mendes. Gets it to Bernardo Silva. It's now Inacio, who has to hook away up towards the halfway line. Chested down by Anton and then lifted forward to Goretzka. Chested it to Pavlovic. Lifted back forward here towards Leroy Sané. Volley away by Mendes, all as far as Goretzka. Plays it to Kimmich. His touch keeps it away from Neto. He's facing his own goal here, Kimmich, and goes all the way back to Ta. Inside the Germany half. Just over half an hour played. Still goalless, but it's not been the worst game of football. Had half chances here and there. Their overall record in this competition for Portugal in the Nations League is just the 4 defeats from 24 games. And every single defeat they've had in this competition has been 1-0 for Portugal, which I think is quite an astounding stat, really. So they've never been well beaten in this competition. There's always been close encounters when they haven't quite got over the line. Mittelstedt into the middle here to Voltemada. Can't quite get the ball out of his feet and he's been dispossessed, and Diaz can bring it away and plays it to his left into Neto. About 10 yards inside the Germany half. Slows it down as there's not much support there with him and goes to the halfway line to Bernardo Silva. Do like to slow the game down when they can. Portugal. Mendes back into Inacio. Forward to Ronaldo, then back to Diogo Costa, who's just slightly travelled out of his 18-yard box to get involved with the build-up play. Mendes back to Costa, who's now backtracked into his own 18-yard box. Takes it out of that box and goes for a long ball forward. Looking for the run of Bruno Fernandes in behind. Ty will get there and he'll look to head it back to his goalkeeper, which he does successfully. Almost dropped though by ter Stegen. Slippery fingers there from the Barcelona goalkeeper. Inacio. To Bernardo Silva. Now to the left back Mendes. Midway inside his own half. Goes for a low ball down the line and in behind. And that's a brilliant pass. Neto's in. He's being chased down. He can get onto his right foot, or he tried to. But that's brilliant one-on-one defending by Robin Koch. Ronaldo not happy. Neto's got to do so much better. But you don't want to take away the calmness of that defending by Robin Koch. And Germany survive a scare. That was too easy. Given away though by Pavlovic on the edge of the area. Poor touch by Ronaldo. And Pavlovic gets the foot in to kick it away. All as far as Nuno Mendes, who's then dispossessed by Wirtz. Now Kimmich. Forward to Sané, who can drive beyond the halfway line. Still with Sané. Down the centre of the pitch. Left-footed. Wants to play the ball through, but he's overhit it there towards Voltemada. And that'll be a goal kick. Can't quite blame the debutant there, Leroy Sané. That was his pass that was pretty poor in the end. Neto's just got to get on his left foot and shoot. I think he tried to overcomplicate it in the end. Long ball forward for Portugal and behind again down that left side, but just overhit. This time it goes through to ter Stegen. It's now with Pavlovic finding his way inside the centre circle. Everyone behind the ball for Portugal, pressing in a 4-2-4 shape it seemed there. It's with Koch. Goes to his left to Anton, still in the Germany half. Koch. Into Wirtz. To his left to Mittelstedt. Then into Voltemada. Holds it up, pulled down by Diaz. That will be a free kick. It's actually Ruben Neves, sorry, who's the one to pull him down. He's winning a couple of free kicks. Nick Voltemada. So Wirtz stood over it. And he's been joined by Captain Kimmich. I'm assuming they're just going to glide this one in towards the 18-yard box. Unless they try and play something down the left side instead. There is the Liverpool wanted man, Florian Wirtz. Liverpool have bid around £110 million. Looks like it has been rejected by Leverkusen. As Kimmich will just flick it in for Wirtz, who can then run with it into the box, lays it off to his left. Mittelstedt's touch is a little heavy, and as he crosses, the ball had already gone out of play. Goal kick for Portugal. Just under 10 minutes left to play in this first half. We're still at 0-0. Just lacking those real clear-cut chances for both of these sides. But you can clearly see that both want to win, despite it being at the end of a very long season, this Nations League semi-final and final stage. Portugal have it just inside their own half. It's with Ruben Diaz. Came through 12 years at Benfica before leaving for Manchester City. Last goal came a year ago for Portugal, Ruben Diaz. It's Finland in a friendly before the Euros. Costa, the goalkeeper. Long ball over the halfway line and no one's making a run. That's really poor distribution from the Porto goalkeeper, who's not happy. Became a hero in the Euros last time around, didn't it? For his penalty heroics in that last Euros against Slovenia. They won 3-0 on the penalty kicks that night, Portugal. It's now Germany playing out from the back on the edge of the area with Koch. Goes to his right to Pavlovic. On once more to his right to Tar. It's now Kimmich. Back into Tar again, who's leaving Leverkusen after a 10-year stay and over 400 appearances for the club. He's only ever played in Germany because before Leverkusen he was at Hamburg, the place he was born. Mittelstedt flicks on down the line here for Voltemade. Flag stays down, but they lose out anyway, can't quite link up together. As now João Neves returning it back to Bruno Fernandes. Switches on. He'll keep it simple though and go to the left centre half of Inacio. To this near side now to Pedro Neto. Lays it off from Mendes, who is one-on-one here with Kimmich. Down the line for Pedro Neto. Starts again, going backwards here into their own half with Bruno Fernandes, who's got the 25 Portugal goals in his previous 78 appearances. 6 braces in those 25. Did score and play every minute against Denmark in that quarter-final in the Nations League. There's a ball over the top by Diaz. Can't quite find João Neves. Header won by Koch. Played forward by Tar to Wirtz. Pavlovic forward into the centre circle now to Goretzka. Can he find the next forward pass? Finds Wirtz, who's just drifted to the right-hand side. Tries the back heel, deflects, but does drop to Kimmich. 10 yards inside the Portugal half. Goes back into Tar. It's now just inside in the Germany half now with Anton, the centre half. Back into Koch. Tar. Forward to Pavlovic now. Wide right it goes to Kimmich. Very versatile player. Can play midfield and at right back / wing back. Made his Germany debut back in May 2016, Kimmich, and provided 4 assists over the 2 legs against Italy in their quarter-final. Koch. Big switch out to the right flank towards Sane. Headed away by Bruno Fernandes, who seems to be taking up a left-back position there. And it's a throw-in in the final third here for Germany on this near side. Still not taking this throw-in yet by Kimmich. Waiting for a little bit of movement. Throws it to Wirtz, flicks it away from Ruben Neves, but always finds Bernardo Silva, who lifts it to his goalkeeper of Costa, who's got to get the ball on the floor, and he does do that, and then distributes up towards the halfway line, controlled by Trincao, who's been very quiet on that Portugal right flank. Won't be surprised if he's withdrawn at some point in the near future of this game. It's now with Mendes at left back. Inacio across to Diaz. Brings it forward into the Germany half, then lays it off for Trincao. He's going to go for a ball up towards Ronaldo, headed away by Koch. Germany get on the second ball with Goretzka, linking up with Pavlovic, forward to Wirtz, who's been pressed by Fernandes, and he wins the tackle, but then Kimmich is the one to win it back. Bruno Fernandes goes down after contact with Wirtz, but the referee doesn't see it, but play will be stopped because Bruno Fernandes is in pain here. Let's have another look at that. Not quite sure exactly what happened. So Bruno Fernandes got his foot into tackle, and then, Wirtz just caught the top of his foot. But where Wirtz caught the top of his foot was where the ball was going to be. But Bruno Fernandes had slid in and kicked the ball away. So I think it was probably a foul because he's been caught by Wirtz, but it definitely wasn't intentional from Wirtz. He was just a bit unfortunate that Fernandes got his foot in there and got the tackle on him. It'll probably be a drop ball now. When Bruno Fernandes is back to his feet, just getting a bit of medical treatment. He's back to his feet. Bruno Fernandes. Probably not happy he didn't get the decision, but as long as he'll be able to continue. He scored twice in the Nations League in 2024. It's Poland and Scotland. Three and a half minutes until half time. And we're back underway. Germany on the ball in their own half with their left centre back of Valdemar Anton. Has a Russian father, Anton, grew up, born in Germany. It's Kimmich on this near side. Turns away from Neto. Still in the Germany half at the moment. Kimmich sees a switch out to the left-hand side to Mittelstedt, who can chest it down really well. And then look for another switch out towards Goretzka, who chests it down as well. Beautiful pieces of skill. Kimmich inside to Sane, 25 yards out on his left foot, works it out wide to Wirtz in the area. 1-on-1 with João Neves, goes for the shot towards goal, and that's an easy catch for Costa. The greatest of attempts by Florian Wirtz, who scored 16 goals in all competitions last season for Bayer Leverkusen, 10 of them in the Bundesliga with 12 assists in that competition. Fourth ever youngest Bundesliga player to make their debut. He made his debut back when he was 17 years old in 15 days, which is quite incredible. And that was actually his first ever Champions League campaign, the season just gone for Wirtz. As Ruben Neves has conceded a foul here, and he cannot believe that's gone against him. Let's have a look. The ball was in the air. Ruben Neves has gone to win it. Oh, don't tell me he's given that as a foul. So Ruben Neves has won the header, and he's just headed it straight into the face of Mittelstedt. Absolutely nothing at all that Ruben Neves can do. I'm not surprised he's outraged with that. Don't get me wrong. I can agree why there might be a stop in play because it's hit his face. So it's going to be a drop ball for Germany with 90 seconds to go. And they're going to play from the halfway line with Koch. Just a couple of decisions which have gone against Portugal, which seem a little bit strange, but we continue. Anton into his own box here to ter Stegen. First time clearance, left-footed, loops up towards Voltemade, who loses the header to Diaz. Going as far as Koch. To the left to Mittelstedt. Completes a 1-2 there with Anton. It's now with Pavlovic to Anton again. Middle of the park to Koch, who's made the angle from centre-back. Then plays it forward here to Wirtz, whose touch out wide is heavy. And on the halfway line, that'll be a throw-in for Portugal. Slightly annoyed with himself there, Florian Wirtz, as you can tell. Just kicking the ball out of play. It's now with Bernardo Silva. Plays out to the right to Diaz. Forward to Trincao. Now João Neves, who's kept it in at full-back. Back into Diaz. He's found his way into the Germany half. Inacio in the centre circle. Works it to the left here to Ronaldo, who's dropped in again just to probably get a couple of touches of the ball. It can get isolated up there. It can get lonely. as we're going to get 1 minute of additional time, indicated by the 4th official, Matai Yug. João Neves goes back into his own half here to Diaz. No press from Germany as of now. He can work it to the right and forward to Trincao. On once more to João Neves. Down the line again for Bruno Fernandes. Plays it inside looking for Trincao. Cleared by Anton. Throw in for Portugal in the Germany half. Ball forward. Well taken by Trincao in the centre of the field. And it's now out to the left to Pedro Neto. 1-1 with Kimmich. Probably last chance of the half. Right-footed ball goes in straight off the forehead of Jonathan Tah. Out it goes for a throw-in for Portugal. And the referee is happy with what he's seen. And that will be the half-time whistle. And it is 0-0 currently in Munich. Germany 0, Portugal 0. We have had half chances for both sides. Losing the voice there slightly. Portugal having a shot saved by ter Stegen after a left-footed attempt from Ronaldo. But bar that, they've not done much at the Germany goal, and Germany have averaged 59% possession so far in this Nations League campaign. And so far in this first half, they've had exactly 59% possession. How comical is that? They have had more of the ball, and they've had 7 shots with 4 on target. Diogo Costa had the most impressive save of the first half. But midway inside the half as well, Goretzka with a low-driven shot towards goal. He had to get down low and save it away. And Germany have had a couple of other chances, but nothing too major. Both teams will definitely see an opportunity to take this game and make their way to the final on Sunday. But for now, at half-time, it is Germany 0, Portugal 0. I'm going to have a quick 15-minute break. I'll be back for the second half, so make sure you return for live commentary of the second half. As currently in this semi-final of the Nations League, it's Portugal who are stalemate with Germany, and it's 0-0. Oh, we are back for the second half of Germany against Portugal in the first of this year's Nations League semi-finals. The one tomorrow will be Spain against France, so that should be an exciting encounter. Two teams that collided in the Euros. I think it was semi-final stage, wasn't it? Lamine Yamal scoring a corker, as it will be Portugal this time to kick us off, kicking left to right, Germany right to left. If we don't get a goal, we go to extra time. If we still get no goals, we'll go to a penalty shootout, but let's hope this gets wrapped up within the 90 minutes, as it's Diogo Costa with the ball, sending it long for Portugal, up towards Ronaldo, header won by Tart, controlled by Bernardo Silva. Played inside, given away to Pavlovic, who restarts with his goalkeeper to Stegen. Touch of his right foot, plays it to his right to Kimmich, towards the corner flag, lifting it down the right-hand side, all as far as Bernardo Silva, who is brought to the ground from behind by former teammate Leroy Sané. And it'll be a free kick for Portugal. Don't believe there were any changes at half-time, none that were reported on anyway. No changes at half-time, will remain the same. Played quickly down the line from Neto, tries the low ball, comes off the heels of Kimmich at right back. And it's now with the captain, forward to the edge of the area to Goretzka, back out wide to Kimmich. He will lift it forward into a more central area here to Sané. He will sweep it to the left here to Anton, spins on the ball, tries to go forward, finds the ball out wide to Mittelstedt. And then back into Anton, well kept for Germany. And it's the home side on the ball with Tah. Looking to find the right wing back, Kimmich. Really poor ball. Intercepted by Mendes. Completes a 1-2 with Neto. Nuno Mendes. Ball towards Ronaldo. He's just missed it. He got slight contact, but nowhere near enough to try and turn it towards goal. Inviting delivery by Nuno Mendes into the 6-yard box. Just to the back post. And Cristiano Ronaldo was certainly stretching, but couldn't quite get enough contact on it to cause ter Stegen any real issue. But it's a dangerous ball, that, from Nuno Mendes, who scored home and away in their quarter-final tie against Aston Villa. And they were two of his 4 goals that he got during the Champions League campaign. And he's now getting ran at by Sané, who goes on the outside and he's took a heavy touch. And that'll be a goal kick for Portugal. Well defended there by Nuno Mendes. Not quite looked that brilliant so far tonight, Leroy Sané. Two and a half minutes into the second half. We're still at 0-0. It's Diogo Costa going to his right now to Ruben Diaz. João Neves at right back. Down the line here for Trincão, who's been tackled by Wirtz in the final third. Florian Wirtz cutting onto his right foot, trying to play a pass, deflects back through to him, and he will lay it off to Kimmich. Dinks it in for Wirtz, who on the header can divert it into the goal. He is a very wanted man, but he is still lighting up the European stage at an international level. It's not just the left and right foot that he can make magic with. That's a really well-placed header into the bottom right corner beyond Diogo Costa. Given away by Trincão, and it was won by Wirtz to start the move. Was driving inside. His first pass was deflected, but it went back into his path, where he laid it off to Kimmich, who then delightfully just lifts a ball in behind. And about 8 yards out, Wirtz with a header where he's pretty much on his own. It's almost curled in with the header. That is skill. It spins in beyond Costa. Portugal are asking for a possible free kick. It did look like Voltemada was stopping Diaz from getting across to challenge Wirtz. And Voltemada did seem in an offside position, so I don't know if VAR will have a look at that. But for now, Florian Wirtz scores again for Germany. That's now 6 in 12 for Florian Wirtz. 1 every 2 games at the moment for his country. And it's now 4 in 7 for him in the Nations League. They are having a look. And I think they have got a bit of a case. I'm not saying Diaz gets across to Wirtz, but, you know, how are we going to know if he's being blocked off by Voltemada, who is in an offside position as Kimmich played the ball, and the referee is going to have a look at this. I have an inkling this might be disallowed. Like I say, Voltemada just blocked off the running of Diaz, so he couldn't quite get through to Wirtz, who then was allowed that free header. Yeah, it's casual the way he does it. Of course, he's trying to act up like he didn't. Oh, and they've given the goal. Clearly, the referee doesn't believe that there's enough contact there by Voltemada. But for me, the reason I thought that might have been disallowed is just because despite the contact being minimal, he's just very subtle with it. Just a slight arm just to stop Diaz getting across. But I think the referee had one look, and I think he's just thought, that's too soft. Because don't get me wrong, it was the slightest of arms across Diaz. It wasn't anything too physical. But it did stop him getting across. But obviously, to the referee's view, he probably should have done more to get Voltemada out of the way. But despite the complaints of the Portuguese, they won't matter a thing because the referee's gone against them. And early on in this second half, the home side have the lead. It's Germany 1, Portugal 0, and it is Wirtz the one who scores. Portugal trying to attack there with João Neves, low ball in, cleared by Goretzka. Voltemada held up by Diaz. And again pulled down, and that's going to be a free kick for Germany. And I think Ruben Diaz is going in the book. Just got to be careful that this game doesn't get away from them here, Portugal. They're getting frustrated. Don't get me wrong, they had quite a few decisions go against them in the first half as well. A corner that was given as a goal kick. And they had a free kick going against them when it was a ball that hit a German player in the face. Up it goes towards Voltemada. The flick on can't find a German shirt, and it's now with the right back, João Neves. Back into Ruben Diaz, gets it across towards the left-hand side to Inacio. Forward to Bernardo Silva. Takes it beyond the halfway line on the far side. Lays it off here for Neto. Inside to Nuno Mendes. Driving forward towards the edge of the area. Tackled by Tar. Played forward by Wirtz. Controlled by Pavlovic, who can keep it away from Neto. It's now with Sane on the right wing. Back into Kimmich. And then into the goalkeeper of ter Stegen. Being closed down by Bruno Fernandes. Goes to his left to Koch. Not the greatest of passes. Does find Anton, who clears it right-footed up towards the halfway line to Voltemada. Holds it up, can't find the touch into Mittelstedt. And it's now Bernardo Silva. Forward to Mendes again. Tackle from behind by Sane. Does drop to Ronaldo, though, who works out wide left to Neto. Crosses into the far post. It's well caught by ter Stegen. And he will roll it out quickly here to Wirtz, who goes to the left now to Mittelstedt. Relaxes it. Controls it. And we slow the game down. And Germany have the ball and the lead at the moment. Kimmich forced to his own box here to ter Stegen. Conceded 50 goals for Germany in his previous 42 caps for his country. Just over one goal a game he's conceded. Obviously, he's grown up and played through a very unfortunate era of Manuel Neuer. Well, I'm guessing ter Stegen would have had a lot more caps than that Champions League winner back in 2015 with Barcelona. Kimmich. Pass goes behind Anton. Just about keeps it away, though, from Trincao. And he completes a 1-2 with ter Stegen. Got away with that one there. Joshua Kimmich. Anton to the halfway line to Wirtz. Lays it off to his left to Mittelstedt. Goes back to Anton. And then back once more to Koch. No pressure from Portugal at the moment. Plays it forward in between the lines for Kimmich, who's just drifted inside. Does play it out wide here to Sane. He's got space to run into. He thinks about it. He will bring the ball forward. And try and drive inside. Tackle by, I think that was the number 20 for Portugal, which is Pedro Neto. And that'll be a throw-in for the Germans on the far side. On the halfway line with Koch. To his left to Anton. On this near side now to Wirtz. 1-on-1 with João Neves. Plays it into the middle here to Goretzka. He's got Mittelstedt making the run to his left. Still with Goretzka. Plays it into Mittelstedt, who crosses in towards their big man, Voltamada. Headed away though by Ignacio. And it's now back towards the halfway line to Anton. Still on this near side. It's now back into Koch. To Stegen. Going to go for a long ball. Out towards the left-hand side. It's a diagonal switch to Mittelstedt, who wins the header well. Towards Voltamada, who's going to give chase to it. Diaz beats him to it, though. Plays it to Costa. Then to the right now to Ruben Neves. Finds João Neves. Back into Costa in the corner of the box. Has to clear it first time. Up to the halfway line towards no one in a red shirt. And it's now with Pavlovic. Still over the age of 21. Made his Bayern Munich debut at 19.5 years old. Goretzka on halfway. Finds Pavlovic in the centre circle. Back to the right wing. Back to Kimmich. It's now with Ter Stegen. Controlling the game pretty well. Germany since going 1 goal up. Lifted forward by Ter Stegen. Headed away by Diaz. It's now Trincao. Into Ronaldo. He's allowed to turn and lay it off to Bruno Fernandes. Just forces him out wide. He slides. He can keep the ball in. And he finds Neto's and tackled by Kimmich. And that's a throw in for Portugal. Taken quickly into Bernardo Silva. It's over 10 minutes into the second half. It's 1-0 to Germany. The 2019 winners currently trailing. Diaz. Out to this near side now to João Neves. Not loads of support with him. Goes back into Diaz. Everyone behind the ball for Germany. Trincao. Then number 16 has it. Was part of the Sporting Lisbon side to win the league in the season just gone. Trincao. Scoring 9 goals and assisting 15 times in the league. It's now with Ignacio. And 200 of his 213 appearances he's made at professional club level, Ignacio. 187 of them was under Amorim. Played a lot under him. As Fernandes goes for the shot. And he's gone for the far post. It's just gone wide. And the goal kick's been given again. Portugal cannot believe it. Let's have a look. He's just inside the box. Chopped onto his right foot. He had the shot. Oh, it deflects again. Is this referee okay? Starting to seem a little bit weird. How's he not seen that deflection? Are you joking me? He stood right there. Oh, that is almost dodgy looking decision there. The referee is right in front of it and it clearly deflects. And he's give it a goal kick. That is, yeah, I don't know. That's a ludicrous decision, that. And there's been quite a few of them that have gone against Portugal, against the home nation. Triple change here for Portugal. Here we go. So, Francisco Trincao comes off, and to replace him will be Francisco Conceição. Another change we'll see. Ruben Neves come off for the Champions League winner, Vitinha, who played a wonderful game on Saturday night. And the third and final change, we'll see Nelson Semedo come on. Not quite sure who's replaced. I think João Neves, potentially, as it's Conceição, the other shot on the ball, on the right wing position. Goes back here into Fernandes. Left-footed ball goes in towards Ronaldo. Headed away by Tar, but backwards. And the corner can't be avoided. And that'll be a corner kick for Portugal. Yeah, João Neves was the one to come off. So, like-for-like changes by Roberto Martinez, who rolls the dice early-ish in this second half. In swinger. Fernandes went to take it, but the referee seen something wrong. Kimmich is down in the area. Let's have a look. Ruben Diaz just running right into Kimmich and almost barging him over. And it goes Ronaldo with the header. Just wide and over. About 10 yards out. Let the highest for sure. Got up early. Beat Tar to it. Oh, he's got to be doing better. He really has. At least on target. He'll be kicking himself there, Ronaldo. by his standard, that's not a bad chance. Made his debut for Portugal back in August 2003 by Scolari. 5-time Ballon d'Or winner, last won it in 2017. Of course, born in Madeira, came through Sporting, scored 145 goals for United, then scored 450 for Real Madrid in 438 games. That's an outrageous record, as it's now Germany's chance to make their changes. I think it's going to be a triple change as well. Voltemada comes off for Niklas Füllkrug. Sane off for Gnabry. And the third and final change. We'll see. I think Mittelstadt has come off for Robin Gosens, who scored the last time these two sides met. Just one of his 2 Germany goals was against Portugal in that Euro 2021 group stage meeting. Back underway. Fernandes in the centre circle, finding Ronaldo. Then to the substitute Vitinha, who made magic happen on this pitch just a few days ago. Ronaldo, 1-2 with Fernandes. Goes down, free kick. About 40 or so yards out, right in the middle of the pitch. Fernandes wants more than a free kick, but Wirtz will get away without a booking. Ronaldo's fancying it. There's no real angle for him, and it's about 35, 40 yards out. Yeah, that wall is very, very close, it seems. Portugal have called that out straight away. Ronaldo's hitting this. And all the mobile phones are out on show to maybe record some Ronaldo magic as he goes for the shot straight into a couple of players and cleared. But always finds Vitinha, still on for Portugal. Worked out wide to the right here to Conceição. Bit of time for him here. He's going to run at Gosens. Lay back off to Semedo. Vitinha just overdoes it. Thinking too much. Dispossessed. But then wins it back. Tackling Goretzka. Deflects out to the left-hand side to Neto. Got Kimmich on his back. Goes to the halfway line to Mendes. Who goes across to Diaz. 28 minutes to go. Still 1-0 to Germany. Wirtz headed goal is the difference. Conceição driving away from Gosens into a central area. He's going to go for the shot, and that is fantastic. Off the bench and has an immediate impact for Portugal. Francisco Conceição with just his second goal for his country. And that one is seriously special from the 22-year-old. Been on the pitch for a matter of minutes, and he's already on the score sheet with the equaliser. His first goal came in the Euros last year against Czech Republic, and that was a late winner. And he'd only been on the pitch for a few minutes that night as well. And that is so good to watch. Wasn't closed down quick enough, about 22 yards out with his left foot. Just bent it to that far corner to stake him with no chance. That's side netting. Perfectly placed. And it's come at a time where Portugal were needing a goal, and they've got it from the substitute Conceição. And with plenty of this second half still yet to play, it's Germany 1, Portugal 1. Yeah, both of Conceição's goals have come off the bench, but within a minute or so of him being on the pitch, that's when he scored both of the goals. Instant impact player. And we're all square here at the Allianz Arena. Straight after the Germany substitutions as well. They'll see that as a bit of a kick in the teeth. 26 minutes to go. 1-1. Goal from Wirtz and now from Conceição, whose father was the AC Milan manager. They're parting ways with him after less than a season in charge as Mendes turns away from Pavlic brilliantly. Big touch in front of him, can't quite get there ahead of Tar. Goes back to ter Stegen, first time clearance. It's high, it's far, and it's header won by Inacio. It's now Bruno Fernandes in front of the halfway line. Goes to the right here to Conceição. Starting to grow in confidence here, Portugal. He's actually dropped to the bench. He did start the second leg against Denmark, Conceição. Semedo. Conceição. Goes back here into Ruben Diaz. Finds the middle pass here to Vitinha. Into the space now for Bernardo Silva on the far side. Neto running at Kimmich. On the outside, brilliant. Low ball again. Cleared by Tar in the near post. As far as Bernardo Silva. Bruno Fernandes. Mendes on the edge of the area. Back towards Fernandes who has to slide to keep it alive. Finds Semedo. Then Neto takes over. Can he find Ronaldo? No, he can't. Oh, it's helped on by Ronaldo. To Conceição on the far post. Pulls it back. Vitinha. Left-footed. Does he fancy the shot? He will go for it. It deflects. Gnabry gets it. Plays it forward to Füllkrug, who can hold it up. And it's played forward by Goretzka, but can't find the runner Gnabry. And Portugal really starting to become the dominant side in this game. Semedo gives it away. Pass a couple of yards away from the intended target. And it remains 1-1. But Nagelsmann's got some thinking to do here. One equaliser, yeah, the son of form. Yep, Sergio Conce's out. Still waiting for Luis Figo's. Yeah, Conce's, like I say, he's starting to really make a career for himself, Francisco Conce. Start was Gnabry, crosses far post. It's flapped at by Costa. Will drop here to Gersons. Plays it back into Anton, who will cross it. Header won by Diaz towards Anton, but it's actually well kept there by Fernandes. Conceição switching it to the left here to Neto, who left it for Cristiano Ronaldo, who will keep the ball in on the far side. And he'll bring it forward and plays it into the space for Neto, who will chase it. Gnabry gets there first, though. Falls back towards ter Stegen. Tar has to help it on. Cleared first time. Loops in the air. Goretzka goes for the header. Flicks it on. As far as Vitinha. Goes for the ball to the right to Conceição. Bernardo Silva into Diaz on halfway. Well kept there by Portugal. Mendes 1-2 with Fernandes, and he bursts into the box. Squares it. Ronaldo for the tap-in! And Portugal have done the rapid turnaround in Munich. And they very much deserve this lead. The last 10 minutes, they have really put the game to Germany, and they have not been able to handle it at all. Ripped open by sheer Portuguese quality. It's one of the most simpler finishes he'll have in his career, Cristiano Ronaldo. But it's called right place, right time, and that's his 137th Portuguese goal. Could be offside though. Is he ahead of the ball? Maybe. They are checking it. He might not have his goal here, Cristiano Ronaldo. It'd be his 14th goal in his 19th Nations League game. Really good record. Scored a hat-trick in the last semi-final he played in this competition against Switzerland. I think this will be chalked off. I think he is ahead of the ball. No, goal given. Show me a replay. Now. Don't get me wrong, the attacking play from Nuno Mendes is scary. The ball round the corner to Fernandes, who then got it back into his path, and then just a big touch into the box, and then the composure to square it, to give Ronaldo a tap in. It's so well worked. But in the fundamentals of football, it's pretty simple. 1-2, ball across. Sometimes that's all it takes. Quick passing. I think sometimes the modern game's lost in this slow build-up, wanting to keep the ball. Sometimes you've got to speed it up, and that's what gets you your goals. So it is 2-1 to Portugal. They've turned it around rather rapidly here at the Allianz Arena. 2 goals in 5 minutes. Do want to see a replay of that, though. Ronaldo did look offside as the ball was played across, but replay when we can. Just over 20 minutes to go. It's now 2-1 to Portugal, who are looking to make their second Nations League final. Kimmich in the right wing position, crosses into the box, headed away by Vitinha. Drops to Neto, back to Mendes. Clears it forward towards Ronaldo. Can't quite flip the ball on. It's now back with Germany with Anton in the centre circle. Pavlovic. Goes to Jonathan Tah. Allowed to bring it forward a couple of yards. And out to the right it goes to Kimmich. Does he fancy another cross? No, holds it up. Plays it back into Tah. Couple of plays to aim for. Tah goes for it. Can he find the header of Gersons? No, he can't. Cleared. Back towards Tah. He loses out to Bernardo Silva, but ball drops to Gnabry. Can't quite find Kimmich down the line. And that'll be a throw-in midway inside their own half for Portugal with 20 to play. Still not seen a replay of that. Oh, here we go. So Mendes drives in, squares it. And he's just onside, it seems. It's the semi-automatic. So onside he is. And it's a rightly given 2-1 lead now for Portugal, who've really stepped it up in this second half with the chances created. As we're going to get another Germany change here, as they've got to try and swing it back in their favour if they can. It's 2 changes actually. Felix Metscher has come on, and so has Karim Adeyemi. Not quite sure who they've replaced. So Anton, the centre-back's come off for Metscher. So that's a back 4 now for Germany, it seems. There's Wirtz driving away from Vitinha and skips away from Semedo as Pavlovic is the other one replaced by Adeyemi. Wirtz, cross goes in and it's caught by Costa. Really good goalkeeping by the 6'1" Swiss-born goalkeeper. So Anton and Pavlovic off. It looks like they're going to probably change the system a little bit here, Germany. Ronaldo holding up, forced to the ground by Tah. Well won free kick by Cristiano Ronaldo. But that is a really good record for this competition. 14 goals in 19 games. Portugal tried to switch it, just too high for Conceição, who got the comeback started with his equaliser. Left-footed curling strike into the top corner. So it looks like Tah has gone to left centre-back and Robin Koch is right centre-back. Played down the right side to Metscher, can't quite keep it in. Throwing on the halfway line for Portugal with 16.5 minutes to play. Nuno Mendes taking his time with this throwing, killing the clock. Could be a fantastic little 5-day period for these PSG players who are also Portuguese. Kimmich has it. Towards the corner flag, has to go into ter Stegen. Goes to his left to Tah. It's now Gersons. Got space to bring it forward now, the number 21. Goes inside to Metscher. Germany's number 7, playing his football with Dortmund, been there since 2022. Came through at Manchester City, spent a year then at Wolfsburg, where his brother Lucas is now at. Born in Hamburg, has a German mother and a Nigerian father. Grew up in England, coming through the Manchester City Academy. Tah lifting it over the top for Adeyemi. He's got pace. I don't know if he's timed his run. He will keep it in. The flag goes up early. So it must have been offside if they go for the early flag. But all 3 goals coming in the second half. Wirtz scored 3 minutes into the second period. A beautifully guided header beyond Costa. And then Ronaldo was the one to complete the comeback after Conceição's goal off the bench. And here is Conceição again. Loads of space for him on the right-hand side. Advanced running. Semedo on the overlap. Finds him in the box. Squares it. And its foot drops to Metscher. Thankfully for Germany, and they can clear through Adeyemi, whose clearance doesn't go very far. Did they come off Conceição in the end? He starts again on the halfway line now with Inacio. Seemed very calm at the back alongside Ruben Diaz tonight. The Sporting Lisbon player, as Mendes is tripped by Gnabry once but twice, and eventually the free kick given. And he is we know he's a talented full-back, Nuno Mendes, but when you see it in the open, he is a pleasure to watch. He did assist one of the goals in the Denmark quarter-final second leg, and he's got himself another assist tonight for that Ronaldo goal. As Vitinha from the free kick clips it to the right-hand side here to Conceição. Back into the middle here to Vitinha. It's now for Semedo, the substitute. Just outside the box, he enters the box, cuts back. Finds Vitinha in the corner of the box. It's now Fernandes to Vitinha again. Out wide to Conceição. He's left-footed and finds the pass to Fernandes. Now Vitinha. A bit of a loose pass picked up by Gnabry. Füllkrug to Mecha into the space, but Goretzka can't get there and he won't chase it. Goes through to the goalkeeper of Diogo Costa in the end for Portugal. 5 defeats in 16 in 2024 for Portugal under Roberto Martinez. He took charge of 28 games since January 23. And he's won 21 of the 28. He won his first 11 games in charge, Roberto Martinez, with a combined score of 41-4. So quite the record there in his early tenure. Inacio, big clearance up the pitch. Pedro Neto will give chase, but he won't quite beat Koch to it, who can force it to the goalkeeper of Ter Stegen. It's now Mecha. Finding Koch, being closed down by Ronaldo, spins and clears, and it does drop to Kimmich. Who goes for the ball over the top towards Adeyemi, headed down by Diaz to Inacio. Good defending that by Diaz, but the ball forwards poor to Neto. Picked up by Kimmich. It's now Wirtz through to Adeyemi. He's forced him out wide. Flag should stay down, because he did time his run. Adeyemi on the near side towards the corner flag. Goes back into Gersons. To his right to Wirtz. Mecha the substitute. To his right to Tar. Gnabry's out wide on the right. Keeps it to Mecha in the central area. Koch. Down the line for Gnabry. He's giving time to cross the ball to the near post. It's a one header there by Inacio. Towards Ronaldo. Can't quite beat Tar to it. It's now a Koch on the halfway line. Works it to Kimmich to his right. Down the line to his club partner, Gnabry. Can't take on Mendes. And it's now with Fernandes. Back heels it to Bernardo Silva. Keeps it away from Wirtz and then plays it to his right to Semedo. Portugal growing in confidence as Semedo's got pace, but Adeyemi can keep up with him. Towards the final third now, Semedo. He plays it down the line to Conceição, who can keep it in. Scoops it towards Semedo, who can keep it alive. Playing it to Fernandes, and this is really positive football from Portugal. Despite being the away side, you can see that they're comfortable and confident with the lead they've got. Like I say, only 3 wins for Portugal in their previous 19 against Germany. Beat them in February 1983, October 1985, and then June 2000 in that Euro. Just 1 win in the last 10 since August 1990. As Conceição squares it across, and Kimmich has to get rid. In the 6-yard box, almost dropped to Ronaldo, then Pedro Neto joined late on the scene. But it was cleared eventually by the German captain, Kimmich. Ter Stegen clears for Germany. Up to the halfway line towards Füllkrug, who can control it well. Needs to hold it up. Can't quite bring Wirtz into play. Tackled, and it's now with Inacio, who gets around Füllkrug. It's now Vitinha, who's brought a bit more urgency into the Portugal midfield. Constantly looking to go forward if possible. It's Nuno Mendes on halfway. Finding Inacio. Vitinha on halfway as well. Forward to Bruno Fernandes. Takes on Tar and then brought to the ground as he spun him. Free kick, foul. It's been another solid performance again from Bruno Fernandes. It's just the one thing you get from a player like that. Just all-round consistency of high-level performance. You can clearly understand why United would never want to let him go. Because imagine where they'd be if they didn't have Bruno Fernandes. So it's about midway inside the Germany half. Ronaldo not opting to try and take this one and score. 10 minutes to go, still 2-1 to Portugal. So again, quite central, so a lack of an angle. I'll be surprised if he crosses this directly, Fernandes. No, they'll play it out wide to the right to Semedo. Then on once more to Conceição in the final third. Running at Gersons. And crossing to the far post. Headed back across by Neto. Caught easily by ter Stegen. No pressure on him. Could there be a quick counter-attack on possibly for Germany? Rolls it into the edge of the box here to Goretzka, who will drive it forward. Goes back into Tar. Koch. Out wide right to Kimmich. Finds Mecha. It's now the number 8. Leon Goretzka. Wirtz into the box towards Gnabry, headed away by Inacio. Drops to the edge of the area to Vitinha. Goes for a ball high and wide out towards Conceição, who will beat Tar to it. 1-on-1. Conceição on the left foot. He goes to strike in. It's just wide of that far post. The goal we'd scored previously just went inside the post. That one's gone wide of it. Not far away. An inch or two. He's a player. He really is Francisco Conceição, who spent this season on loan with Juventus, just scoring the 5 goals in all competitions. Came through at Sporting, had a couple of years at Ajax. Of course, spent a lot of time as well at Porto after his time at Sporting, coming through as a youngster. Adeyemi in the box. Is there space for a shot? And there is, because he crunches the post. Allowed to shoot there by Ruben Diaz. Don't get me wrong, the angle was tight. He's gone near post. And even if he was on target, you'd have backed Diogo Costa to have kept that one out. Thunderous strike. It's not quite enough for Germany, who have created very little in this second half, it must be said. Portugal have been the much better side. As they're going to make another change here, Portugal. Pedro Neto, the Conference League winner with Chelsea, will be replaced by Diogo Jota. 14 goals for Portugal, 3 braces. His last goal for Portugal was back in June 2024 against Croatia. Did get an assist off the bench though against Denmark in their Nations League quarter-final second leg. Of course, just coming off the back of winning the league with Liverpool. Just the 2 league goals though this season in 2025 for Jota against Forest and Everton. Can he add a goal to his tally for Portugal coming off the bench this time around? Bernardo Silva's down. Wirtz trying to lift him back up as he was staying down injured. It's all kicking off here a little bit. Füllkrug and Bruno Fernandes are the two going at it. We know they are 2 very passionate players. You might remember the Füllkrug interview after West Ham's draw at home to Southampton a month or 2 ago. And we know how emotional Bruno Fernandes can be on the pitch as well. Not quite sure what happened. Bernardo Silva was staying down on the pitch. And obviously Wirtz was clearly thinking he was playing up to it and wanted to get him up onto his feet. Let's have a look. Ooh, Wirtz played the ball to the left to Gersons, and he was clashed into by Bernardo Silva, and then obviously as the goal kick's been set out, them two are standing next to each other, and it looks like Wirtz may have slightly stood on Bernardo Silva's foot, I think he's making a bit of a meal of that, really. Bernardo Silva, I think he's playing the game there and trying to just wind up Wirtz even more. It's led to Nicholas Füllkrug going into the book. So did Ruben Diaz and Bernardo Silva and Florian Wirtz as well. So 5 minutes to go. We'll get a bit of added on time now as well. And Portugal still lead 2-1. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo, the match winner. Big kick into the air, deep into the Germany half. Chested down by Jota, but loses out to Mecha, whose touch is slightly heavy and can keep it in. And then Gersons tackles Fernandes. Last touch of a German man. That'd be a throw-in for Portugal. Semedo. With the throwing into the final third towards Jota. Just trips over the centre half there of Robin Koch. And that'll be a Germany free kick deep in their own half, which they're going to have to get forward as quickly as possible because they're running out of time here. Take it quickly. Koch back to Tar. Then to the left back, Gersons. Has it kept in? No, it's not. Rushed that by Germany. I know there's got to be like an impetus to get the game going again, but don't restart until, you can see a clear, plan to get the ball forward. Don't just rush it for no reason. Semedo to Conceição. Back through to Semedo. Them two have really made the difference on the right-hand side as Semedo just pushed Gersons to the ground as he tried to get beyond him. So that's a Germany free kick. Tar going to take it again. Goes back to his goalkeeper this time. To Stegen, who brings it forward and goes to his left again to Tar. Diagonal switch out towards the right-hand side. Füllkrug goes with a header. Drops to Wirtz. Out left it goes to Gersons. Wirtz again. Forced out wide and then tackled by Bernardo Silva. Throwing for Germany in the final third. Thrown back to Tar. 3 minutes of the 90 to play. Koch finds Kimmich in the final third. Goes inside to Gnabry. Tries to play back through for Kimmich. Ball was never on. Intercepted by Jota. Cleared up by Mendes. Ronaldo pushed from behind. Free kick for Portugal. And they are doing everything right here in this second half, Portugal. More so when the fact they were behind after 3 minutes. Due to the Florian Wirtz header, they've controlled the game and got back in it so well. The substitutions have made the difference from Roberto Martinez. Nelson Semedo and Francisco Conceição on that right flank have completely changed the game. 2 minutes to 90 to go. Nuno Mendes at left back. Clipping it down the left-hand side towards Fernandes. Mecha goes with a header. Volleyed away by Koch. Headed forward by Mendes. Mecha again getting there first. Dispossessed though then by Bernardo Silva. It's now Ronaldo kicking it out wide left. And that'll be a Portugal throw-in. The referee's giving it. Wirtz thought it was a Portugal touch last. Quick throw-in, a long throw-in in behind for Ronaldo. In the box, angle is tight. Chops onto the right foot. Lays it off. Chance for Jota. Saved by ter Stegen on the rebound. It's another save. He's kept his country alive in the game. Conceição should have got his second but didn't. Semedo on the right flank. Pulls it back to the edge of the area. Bruno Fernandes. Vitinha. Couple of 1-2s. Back out wide to Conceição. Takes on Adeyemi. Squares it across. And Ronaldo can't quite divert it on target. And Portugal looking to try and kill the game. I think there's actually a free kick being given as Ronaldo was trying to get on the end of that cross. He's just caught the man who was trying to defend him. Brilliant double save from ter Stegen. Poked towards goal by Jota. Flapped at it with his right hand and then it dropped to Conceição. About 6 yards out on the rebound. And he's dived across quickly to stop it with his chest. Really good goalkeeping that by Marc-Andre ter Stegen. As Cristiano Ronaldo is going to depart for the last few minutes of this game. He is the current match winner. And of course, as always, he's the one writing and making the headlines. It was a tap in from 6 or so yards out, but it's striker play. Right place, right time. And it's João Palhinha to come on, so you can see the thinking from Roberto Martinez. Shore up that midfield, pack the middle of the park. Struggled for minutes since he's moved to Bayern Munich in the summer, João Palhinha. But we know from his time at Fulham how big of a player he can be. And how much of a talented one he can be. As Wirtz handles it in the midfield. Free kick for Portugal. We've hit the 90th minute. And there will be a minimum of... Are we going to be told? I'm not sure how long it's been added on yet. If I had to guess 5, yeah, 5 it is. 5 additional minutes for Germany to save themselves in this Nations League, in the home Nations League, in this finals stage. Tah. Out wide left it goes now to Gersons. Not quite had the impact since coming off the bench. Currently playing his football at Fiorentina. Robin Gersons. 8 goals and 10 assists in the season just gone. Shows how much of an effective fullback / wing back he can be. Big kick up from ter Stegen. Out to Kimmich on the right-hand side. Facing his own goal, but plays it inside to Mecha. Returns it to Kimmich. He's been given time to cross. It's a low one to the near post towards Wirtz. Stopped by Inacio. And that's a corner for Germany. Will they get a very dramatic equaliser? It's going to be Kimmich with an outswinger. Referee just having a couple of words. Play 2 minutes of the 5. Clips it towards the far post and no one's jumped for it. There's a Germany man down. It'll go all the way through for a throw-in. Referee is just going to stop the play though, so VAR can have a look. Füllkrug was the man who went down. He's got an unbelievable record for Germany, by the way. Nicholas Füllkrug. Nah, a bit of both. Fernandes had a hold of him. He had a hold of Fernandes. But yeah, for Nicholas Füllkrug, 14 goals in his 22 caps for Germany. 4 in his last 8 he's played. Did miss the last 7 games, though, for Germany with an injury. And his only Nations League appearance he's ever made, he scored in against Hungary back in September of last year. Portugal throwing. Vitinha clearing away to Metra on halfway for Germany. They've got just over 2 minutes left to save themselves. Ter Stegen. Long ball forward down the left-hand side. Headed on by Gersons. Headed away, though, by Vitinha. Conceição. Inside to Semedo. Then through for Fernandes. The timed run is brilliant. Early ball. Well read by ter Stegen. Was there on the scene. As soon as that ball was crossed. Then Germany are going to attack quickly. Kimmich. Switching it towards the left-hand side. Cut out by Vitinha. On the halfway line. Rushed it there, Kimmich. That's now Vitinha. Into Fernandes on the right wing. Not looking to get that third goal. Slowing it down. Taking it towards the corner if he can. Fernandes into Vitinha. Oh, what a bit of skill to take on Gersons. Vitinha in the box. Squares it. Deflects. Poor clearance. Strike from Palhinha, which deflects over the bar. That is a naughty bit of skill, that, from Vitinha. You can tell his confidence is sky high after Saturday night's Champions League final. Oh, it's a nutmeg on Gersons. Looked like he was heading for the corner. Then nutmegged him instead. Oh, you can't be allowed to do that. He should handwrite a letter of apology there to Robin Gersons. That man's got a family. That is outrageous. Corner goes short. Fernandes kicks it off Wirtz, throwing in the corner flag for Portugal. They've got less than a minute left, and it looks like they're going to do it. A rare victory against Germany. A very rare one. Have been beaten the last 5 times they've played Germany. Their last win against them was in June 2000. Wirtz clipped, and that'll be a free kick for Germany. He won the ball there off Vitinha in the corner. Got to get this up quickly. They've got 25 seconds to get something going. Ronaldo there on the edge of the technical area. Bellowing instructions. Big kick goes forward. Füllkrug does flick it on. Headed away though by Diaz as Goretzka was making an advance run. They've cleared it and Fernandes has got it. And the flag is stayed down. Fernandes, he's got support. Jota is the support. His shot is saved again by ter Stegen. Really good goalkeeping. But Germany do not have time to get the ball back forward as Portugal reach another Nations League final. They are looking to become the first nation to win this tournament twice. And they are one step closer, beating the home nation by 2-1. Nagelsmann not happy. I think he believes there should have been a bit more time played at the end of the 5 added on. But after a first half with no goals, all 3 came in the second half, and it was Florian Wirtz who got the goal scoring underway 3 minutes into the second period of this game. It was a ball into the box by Kimmich. Wirtz timed the run, and he guided the header into the bottom right corner, and it gave Germany a lead. And then the substitutes came on and made the difference for Portugal. One of them being Francisco Conceição. His only other Portugal goal was off the bench in the Euros last year when he got a winner against the Czech Republic in added on time, and it only took him a couple minutes this time around to get his second Portugal goal. Driving on the right hand side, driving inside onto that left foot, bending it to the far corner from just outside the box, and there was no chance for ter Stegen, and that just gave Portugal the confidence to kick on. And 5 minutes later, of course, who else would it be to get the winner but Cristiano Ronaldo? A really special 1-2 between Mendes and Fernandes. And as Mendes burst into the box, he had the composure to look up, square the ball across to Ronaldo, who tapped in from around 5 yards out. And from there, Portugal continued to make chances. Didn't add another goal, but it always seemed like they were in control, and they very much deserved that win based off stats. Nearly double the amount of shots that Germany had. Not as much possession, but they did more with the ball when they had it for a smaller amount of time. But here tonight at the Allianz Arena, it's Germany who have been defeated here. It's Portugal's first win against Germany in 25 years. This doesn't happen too often, but Conceição and Ronaldo have made it happen tonight. Great commentary, cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Hope you did enjoy. Make sure you like and subscribe before you go. As here in this first Nations League semi-final, it's the hosts who are out. Germany can't take out Portugal as Portugal look to try and reach and win their second ever Nations League trophy. As here in Munich, it finishes Germany 1, Portugal 2.